Hey guys, we're back with another one, episode 18. I told you I'm not playing. I'm in the middle of doing two different things, okay? I'm recording a podcast and doing something for my son. Like, it's not gonna stop. The grind does not stop. And I hope this motivates some of y'all to know that you can do it all, no matter how much time you don't think you have. You have it. Welcome to episode 18 of the Pretty Positive Podcast. Hi, my name is Ronnie. If you don't know who I am, you should at this point. If you want to, please, and I encourage you, because you should, subscribe to this channel, as well as leave a comment and like if you love these podcast episodes and you love how I'm putting them out there. Also, if you want to, please follow me on my social. The only social I'm working with right now is Facebook, and it is currently attached to somewhere in my bio. I'm pretty sure I put it in there. So today's episode of episode 18, we're going to talk about pretty but no longer tolerating less, okay? We're not tolerating anything less. Raising your standards in life, relationships, parenting, personal growth, and why people sometimes struggle with the new version of you. It's a thing, and we just are not tolerating anything. So at some point in your life, you realize you're not asking for too much. You're just asking the wrong person. You know what I mean? And when you finally raise your standards, suddenly people say you've changed. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, I had a lot of people in my life said, they don't believe my journey. They don't think I'm really doing this for real, or I done changed up, or I am, acting different. I guess that's the best thing people can say. But the thing is, I am acting different. My standards are different. The things that I want in my life is different. I don't want to tolerate much of anything that is not serving me anything good in my life. Why settle for something that's so negative, or why settle for something that's so, I guess, not going in my path when I could get everything I want in my life. So when you start to realize you've been accepting the bare minimum, it's almost like a shocker thing, right? It kind of hits you. You be like, dang, I be looking back at some of my stuff, like, not some of my stuff, some of my things I went through in life. I'm like, dang, I really used to tolerate that. I used to really sit here and be okay with that. Getting like the most minimalist things. And I'm just like, I know that would never be me in this season. You know what I mean? Emotionally, it becomes exhausting. Once you realize that you've just been giving your all to something, or you've been dedicating yourself to stuff and it was not serving you the way that you thought it was going to serve. I used to be an overgiver. I used to give to people and give extra, and just because that's part of my love language is giving. And then I realized that I wasn't getting a lot of that in return, and I was just accepting the bare minimum just because I felt like, that was okay, because no one's going to ever match my energy. But that's not the truth. There is someone that will match my energy. There's friends, there's family, there's, significant other that will match my energy. And I shouldn't accept anything less than, someone that's, giving the same type of vibes and energy, or giving more, you know what I mean? So I can we're going up, we're not going down. So I feel like I was like focusing and locking into, what I guess was expected, instead of the things that I feel like was above average, or, things that just weren't, serving me, I guess. I can't really explain that too much. I was trying my best to, I guess, not really make myself feel like I didn't deserve more. And I used to put myself in this box where it's like, I'm getting as much as I think I can get. And that's not true, because there's so much more that I can get out there. So if you're ever sitting in your room and you're just thinking like, oh, this is it. That is not a great mindset, because there is more. There is more that you can achieve. There is more that you could be doing. There is more that you could get. And that goes with jobs, that goes with relationships, that goes with friendships, that goes with, whatever goal you have. Don't accept just the bare minimum because you are just comfortable. Comfortability sometimes can be a very dangerous place. And I found myself comfortable for the last few years with a lot of things I've been doing. And I'm no longer tolerating it. It's now getting to stop. Sorry, guys. I'm mommying. I'm multitasking. I have to realize that I'm not tolerating the bare minimum anymore. And that goes for my attitude. That goes for my results in fitness. That goes for how I parent. That goes for how I work, my job. That goes for, just everything in life when it comes to meeting new people and deciding to eventually, open up, me dating again. I'm not thinking about dating again right now, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes to like even meeting someone new, I can't ignore red flags off. Like, anything that I show is triggering me or is a red flag or something that I feel like doesn't serve me any purpose or has a lot of negative spirit within it, I have to let it go instantly. I have to break away from that, because there's something that I just don't feel like I need to tolerate and I deserve to tolerate. I don't want to settle for something just because it's there. And I feel like we do that a lot. We settle for something that's just there. No, for what? That doesn't make no sense. People get too comfortable giving less when you always accept it. You know what I mean? We get too comfortable giving and getting less when you always accept less. You have to change that. Also, I want to go over like why people get uncomfortable when you raise your standards, because I feel like that's another thing. Like I said, people will say, you're different, you're acting different, da, da, da. No, I'm just not the old me. People used to benefit off the old me because I used to take BS. I used to just let people walk all over me. I used to let people get away with stuff. And now I'm like, no, I'm not dealing with that. No, I'm putting my foot down. No, I don't like the way you're talking to me. No, I don't like the way that you're moving right now. No, I felt like this is not, I'm allowed to feel how I want to feel. And the thing is, I will, of course, let people rock it out, and I will listen to people, and I will try to, hear their side and give people chances to really reveal their true selves. But once I notice something is just not it, and there's a red flag that's like beaming at me, I'm no longer ignoring that beaming red light. I'm out. I'm out. And that goes with anything. Like, even with if it came down to, I haven't had a job situation like this in quite a bit of time, but if something is just not serving you, it's okay to leave. And it's a scary thing sometimes to start over again, but it's more rewarding to find something that you really, really are fulfilled by than just to tolerate something just because you're comfortable. And people benefit from the old you. If you want to elevate your life, that almost becomes with elevating everything. Sometimes those old people that were in your life don't elevate with you. So maybe you don't have to stop talking to them. But maybe, it becomes a thing where you guys are maybe not as close because you're elevating and they're not, or they're going down a different path. It's okay. It's a scary thing where we all don't stay on the same journey in the same season. Not saying friends should just be out of your life. Like, you shouldn't have long-term friends. No, but you have to have those people that are not benefiting from the old you, but respecting the new you that you're becoming once your standards have changed. You know what I mean? And sometimes people will call you different or difficult or too much because you are doing these extra things to, value your standards and stuff. But at the end of the day, like I said in the last podcast, those are just not your people. When people can't meet your standards anymore, they often criticize you. That's just a thing. It just happens. But But what raising your standards really looks like is not entertaining disrespect, because like once you start entertaining disrespect, you're already just dropping your standards, period. Protecting your time and your energy. You're not about to waste my time. You're not about to waste my energy on anything. I don't have time or energy to waste. You see, I'm multitasking right now. This is time that I can't waste. You know what I mean? Every day we have 24 hours. I was just telling my brother this as well. And it's what you make of your 24 hours. What are you going to do with your 24 hours? You know what I mean? And I know sometimes the majority of our day is work, but what are you going to do with the rest of the time you have off of work? Are you going to spend some time like in energy on some BS or some drama? Or are you going to lock in and try to elevate yourself, elevate your life, elevate your kids' life, or whatever the case may be? You have to protect your time and energy. It's super important. You also have to be selective about who has access to you. I have been so nice throughout these years of letting a lot of people in my life that I felt like was not helping me elevate, and I feel like I couldn't help them elevate either because they didn't want to. So I've had a lot of people in my life before where they had access of me and it wasn't creating anything good, you know? And I'm not saying I had people in my life as well that helped in a positive way. So I don't want to say everyone. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm a mean person, but I'm saying I'm very selective now who has access to me. I'm very selective now who I decide to communicate with. I'm very selective now who's in my space, because I need to protect every little bit of energy I have, and my time cannot be wasted, okay? Also, choosing peace over drama, that's just a given. It makes sense. Like, why would you want drama? But some people like living the drama. Is weird. Also, you know, we have to talk about self-respect and changing your decisions. When you change your decisions, you can create such a peaceful life for yourself. And I won't get too deep into that. But then also how we discipline our boundaries and build confidence. That's important for self-respect. And peace becomes more important than approval. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what nobody says right now. Like, and I take advice and stuff like that if it's good advice. But also, if something does not serve me any purpose, or I feel like it's just a negative thing, no, I don't approve of it. It's not important to me. It is what it is, whether what people think or not. And sometimes the biggest glow up isn't what you gain, is what you stop tolerating. And once you learn your value, you'll realize peace, respect, and effort aren't luxuries. They're the standard, guys. Okay? Your peace, respect, effort aren't luxuries. So I used to think those were luxuries, you know, when I got respected, when I seen, you know, someone giving effort, putting a little extra infant stuff, me having a peaceful. I used to think that was such a luxury. No, that's the standard, y'all. That's what we deserve. That's what we should get as human beings. And I know this world is very sour, and I know it's a lot going on, but one thing you're going to do is respect me, and I'm going to make sure I'm at peace. And if I am giving effort equally, because I have to do my part too, you need to give me effort too. Period. So question, guys, have you ever, you know, had to raise your standards and watch people react to the new you? Because I think that's what I'm dealing with right now. Like, I'm in a season where I'm just totally like changing as a person, and people are like, what? Well, the people that are close to me, they're just like, oh my goodness, she's changing, she's doing this and that and this and that. How have people reacted to your change? Comment, let me know. Guys, this was a quick episode because I am multitasking, like I said, but I wanted to put some content out there because I feel like, why wouldn't I do that? And like I said, we're not tolerating anything less, guys. Trust me. We deserve everything we want out of life. If it's something that you want, go get it. If it's someone that you want to date and they're not checking all the boxes off, I'm not saying people got to be perfect, but don't lower your standards for nobody. Period. Because there's somebody out there that's willing to meet those standards and willing to put in the work, just like you willing to put in the work for them. And also, even with a job, if you don't feel like that job is serving you, there's plenty of jobs out there. And I know it's hard to quit a job, and I know it's hard to do all of that. And I'm grateful for my job that I have now. I'm so grateful. But, you know, if something is not serving you or you can't tolerate something, it's time to move on, y'all. It's 2026. We're not tolerating less. We gotta do what we gotta do. You know what I mean? All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this sweet, short episode. 15 minutes, not too long. Have a blessed night. I'm trying to get everything done. It's 8:30. I gotta get my son out the tub and all of that good stuff. So, God bless. Bye.